Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to UG Capital Venture. I'm CJ, a software engineer who managed to become a self-made millionaire through hard work, dedication, and investment strategy. I have roughly a $500,000 crypto portfolio, and I plan to grow that into a multi-million dollar portfolio this bull cycle. My value proposition to you all is that I'm going to be showing you my whole portfolio and showing you the process. Okay, if I get wrecked, you're gonna see it. And if I go to the moon, you're gonna see it. It's gonna be a great value add for all of us. If you're interested in that and following that, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and support the channel. And I really appreciate you. With that being said, I just released a video a couple of days ago as to why I'm short-term bullish on Cardano, okay? And then I got the question, hey, why are you long-term bullish on Cardano? And I have an extensive answer for that, but I wanted to give the short answer right now immediately. Okay, so we're gonna get right into it. Let's get right into it and not waste any time. So first, I wanna jump over and show you the market cap of Ethereum. And I wanna start there. So Ethereum has a market cap of $550 billion, okay? And we all know Ethereum has an immense amount of users, right? It takes a crazy amount of throughput in transactions. We know that Ethereum supports NFT, DeFi, gaming, metaverse, everything you might want from a layer one, right? So if we go here, with so much demand on Ethereum, it's only obvious that its limits will be tested, right? Ethereum having a very high gas fees is a pretty common narrative, right? We hear this all the time. I'm pretty sure if you've been in crypto any amount of time, you've heard about or experienced Ethereum's gas fees. This is just a peek into what we're gonna start to see a little more as we move forward into this mass crypto adoption. Check this out. 16% of Americans say they have ever invested in, traded, or used cryptocurrency. Only 16%. Most of this, in my opinion, is going to be invested or traded because most people don't actually use crypto. There are many people who trade and invest crypto that don't even know how to use crypto. So as the mass adoption happens, we're going to see exponential growth in the usage also. And that's going to be a big deal because what does that paint for me? That paints a picture for me, right? And that shows me that I'm going to not only see Ethereum being battle tested and seeing Ethereum's limitations be exposed, but we're about to see all of these guys be tested and all of these guys' limitations bubble to the top. You're gonna see it, right? And this is very important because right now we're valuing these things on total value locked, wallet addresses, things like that, right? But is that really how you determine which cryptocurrencies will be the top cryptocurrencies 10 years from now? Can you look at total value locked? Can you look at how many, what can you really look at? Maybe you can look at developers, maybe. Like what do you really look at to know? So I have my opinion on what to look at, okay? Because my goal is to say, you know what, 10 years from now, which crypto can I be as certain or the most certain is gonna be a top 10 crypto, all right? And I'll get to why that's important. And with so much adoption happening, right? So much adoption. So much demand coming. Most of the research, most of the strategy would have been done prior to the mass adoption, right? Because once we get into mass adoption, it's going to be very hard to start forking things like Ethereum's doing with Ethereum 2.0. It's going to be extremely hard. If a ecosystem has to do something like that, it's probably going to fall behind like very far. Okay. I think Ethereum still has a chance due to its huge community, but I'm just saying that long term, as we go through this mass adoption, that's something we really want to avoid. So when I think about this, the first thing comes to mind is, wow, whichever ecosystem manages to do well during this mass adoption had to be extremely strategic, extremely intentional with their implementation, right? And I have not seen a single ecosystem that's provably more strategically implemented than Cardano. Provably. So let me show you. I want to show you this because maybe there is an ecosystem that's more provably strategic than Cardano, right? With more papers, more white papers, more white papers on security protocols and comparing consensus types and writing about various types of decentralization and scalability and doing comparisons with blockchains versus over different programming languages. Like everything you could ever imagine, I mean, is here. These are all white papers, right? Done by the IOHK team, right? Research first approach. Very, very powerful. So when I think, okay, as mass adoption happens, right? Mass adoption happens. We're going to see these huge spikes in usage. You're going to start to see the weaknesses of these chains pop. They're going to start to bubble up. Cardano isn't exempt, okay? Cardano is going to experience shortcomings also. I understand this. But then I think by them being so research first, they'll have less hiccups, even though they'll go slower, right? They'll go slower, but I believe they'll have less hiccups, which tends to be the case. Cardano has successful releases over and over again, time and time again. But if there are hiccups, the backup that lets me know that Cardano still is going to outperform is the team. Okay, as an investor, I'm really focused on the team as one of the key pillars to the investment. Okay, and I think the IOHK team and Cardano's, the team that supports Cardano is unprecedented when it comes in the crypto space, right? I believe it's the best or on par with the best teams in crypto, right? So even if you check here, the research team, I mean, it's just extensive. There's the development team, the engineering team. It's just simply extensive, right? And once we start to see these things, these limitations bubble up, these things are going to need to be fixed fast, right? And the changes will be difficult, but and that's where I think Cardano's team comes into play, right? So it has an advantage there, and it has an advantage because I think they're more strategic or provably strategic than any other chain or ecosystem I've seen, which gives me the confidence that Cardano will remain a top 10 over the course of 10 years, which means that Cardano will track the crypto market over 10 years, which is what's important. Because if I know that Cardano will be a top 10 and track the crypto market over the next 10 years, then I know for certain that Cardano is going to go straight up. And I know that seems like I'm just saying anything. Watch this, check this out, right? So let's say I was in commodities and I chose a commodity that was legit enough to where I analyze it and say, hey, let's take gold. I think gold's a solid commodity, right? So I just bought gold at every peak. I FOMO'd into gold at the top, right? Terrible purchases. No matter when you buy gold, you can just buy it at any moment. It's always worth more and more and more because it's tracking the commodities industry or even outperforming the commodities index, right? That's what gold does. Like, let me show you something interesting with Ethereum, because you can see it everywhere. Ethereum. Let's find the Ethereum chart. Where are you? Ethereum. There we are. All right. Here's the Ethereum chart. Now check this out. Ethereum has tracked the crypto industry, right? So if I choose a bad crypto, it's going to trend out and it's going to not track the crypto industry, and I'm not guaranteed to make money. Now, since mass adoption is going to drive more usage and more demand and more money and more opportunity, right? More value. Every top 10 is going to go straight up if you can determine which ones will actually sustain being the top 10, right? And I've told you why I think Cardano will, but check this. If it's a top 10, all of them will perform like this, right? No matter when you buy them, which is why I don't care about my entries at all, really. I don't really care when it comes to my long-term investments. Let's say I invested in Ethereum and I only FOMO'd the very top, the worst buys possible. Let's say I FOMO'd here and I FOMO'd here, and I didn't buy any of this and I FOMO'd here, right? If you do an average of your purchases, and you'll be somewhere here at like $100, which is insane because that's so early, then you would have made an incredible amount of money. Now, that might not be a fair comparison just because it's who was in that early. Like, you guys are super rich right now. But let's take it from 2018, right? It tracked the market again. And guess what's going to happen? Let's say I FOMO here, and I FOMO here at the top, and I FOMO here at the top, and I FOMO here at the top, and I FOMO here at the top. And I say, you know what? It's 2020. I've only FOMO at the top. I'm scared, so I stop, right? So you're going to be averaged in between here and in this peak, and this peak, which is 400 to 1200. And you'll be roughly at like 800 and roughly 800. And you'll still be more than you'll be more than 4 to 5x up off of only FOMO. FOMOing the top, right? And what is Ethereum going to do as it continues? As adoption continues and as we move forward, if you buy Ethereum at the top of every peak for the next 3 years and hold it for 5 years, you're going to multiply your money. Think about that. This is true. So this is something I noticed even when I was in stocks. I noticed this in many industries, right? Like a lot of people don't really pay attention to the large trend and that, you know, it's going to always go up, especially in a new industry like crypto, is with assuming adoption continues like I believe it is. So you have to, this is not financial advice because you have to have your own conviction on that, right? I believe if you're a top 10 crypto and adoption continues, then you only go up and you can buy the peaks everywhere and you remain a winner. You're going to make a lot of money. With that being said, so why am I bullish on Cardano? I'm bullish on Cardano because I believe it is the most likely to remain a top 10 given how demanding mass adoption is going to be, because they took the most provably strategic approach, right? And by me purchasing Cardano at any price over the next 3 years, and by holding for 10 years, I'm going to make a incredibly large amount of money, assuming adoption continues. And that's my belief that I think it will, right? And that's why I'm bullish on Cardano, guys. So let me know what you think about that. That's my high level answer. I have a lot of interesting perspectives as to why, you know, how I think about things. I tend to like to, you know, I have my own view. I really love this stuff. I like to look at it, form my own opinions as to how I'm going to construct my portfolio. Let me know what you think. Does this make sense to you? Do you agree with what I'm saying? And yeah, I'll be reading the comments and I'll try to get back to all of you guys. I'll keep the videos coming and thank you guys. You guys have been great. Peace.